Yes, my Facebook peeps and my Instagram peeps and all my peeps from over the world. This is Mr. Now speaking. Yeah. Right now, what me I try to talk about or what I'm trying to imply in my speeches and my way of life is the balance of love, the balance of what is true and what is right about oneself. Basically, it's a self-proclaiming order that man or people are not exercising from within themselves. I say that to say this. I am looking into a lot of issues because I'm a motivational speaker. I have an intelligence that I let off at times. For people that are highly motivated and people that deal with themselves from within, people that looks for naturality, can conversate with me, because I have a great understanding of myself. And to have a great understanding of yourself, it takes a lot to know yourself. Because the good book teaches us, or the good word, or the good Lord teaches us that we have to love ourselves first, trust ourselves first, believing in ourselves first in all that we do. And that's one of the hardest part of life to really live and get it right from yourself, because to do all of that to yourself, you have to get selfish. You're gonna fall in a selfish mode, and most of the things and people and places and whatever we have to encounter with, we're gonna find ourselves living less of those areas if we are to find ourselves. Finding yourself is going into your one self and believing in your thoughts. The thoughts in our mind is the thoughts that lead us and govern us through life. Now, life needs a balance and it needs love. The magnum of love bring forth unity. So when you express the feeling that they call love to someone else, it unites. And when we all unite, out of that energy, we can create greatness. But you have to learn to unite with yourself first. You have to learn to, everything that you'd want to do with someone else, you have to do it with yourself first in order to be balanced and to have the intellectual abilities that life requires, because life requires intelligence. It doesn't matter who you are or where you are. You have to be intelligent about your situation and yourself. So intelligence is the lead to life. And if intelligence is the lead to life, then we have to be activating from ourselves, our own intelligence, in order to be in the balance of life. Because if you're not in intelligence, you will die. You must die. Because man weren't made to die. Man was made to use their intelligence and live as long as they require. It's on you to the distance of life you can live. So you get the thoughts in the mind, which is the intelligence from nature, which is the creator, which is the man God Almighty that walks amongst us, that nobody really recognizes that God is alive in flesh. He's in body, spirit, and soul, like we are. So he's among us, and our job is to identify the power that gives us life, that is just like us. You have to identify what makes you you, that is not of you, but it's still you. So you're finding your roots of yourself, the omniscience or the omnipotent power of yourself you're searching for. And to find the omnipotent power of yourself, you have to be self-proclaimed. You have to be in your own thoughts of mind. Your choices has to be made from you. Your prayers that you pray is what you're asking for, asking the elements of life for. And I believe that you should give whatever you pray for, you should give it to yourself first. Because it goes back to say, love yourself first, trust yourself first, believe in yourself first. So everything that you need, you have to give it to yourself first. So you have to learn to make the impossible possible by using the thought of the mind, which is what creates everything around us. the world was created out of the thoughts of minds. To begin with, it was created out of the thought of a mind. So there's one mind that creates all of this, and we call it the Almighty. But within the creation of the Almighty's creation, we human beings have the power to create within His creation, as per se, as how He would do it. So we can create the same power of righteousness that God has used to create us, by understanding ourselves first, by starting to love yourself first, trust yourself first, believing in yourself first. A man's word should be his bond, because the word that comes from your mouth is what creates the reality around you. So if what you're letting off out your mouth is negativity to what the balance of life you desire, then you're going to make your life hard for yourself. So you have to let off what you need and receive from what you let off. And that's the power of life. So every man has that intelligence within him. For example, it says, let there be light, and there was light. So someone thought about light and said, let there be light. So the understanding of creating or creation or creators, the understanding of such intelligence is that this word and the sound with the power create the reality of what is said happening now. So everybody's power is coming through their mouth. From the head, the mind, the cerebrum, the cerebellum, the medulla oblongata, which is the three parts of your brains that the intelligence, the potence of your intelligence activate for you to have understanding of yourself. Because it's like an automatic recording in the head. Because you're always thinking of something. The mind is always ticking. So because the mind is always ticking, that's the root of the power of life there. That's how you use your thoughts to create. For instance, a man sees someone singing and he thinks to himself, I can sing too. Then he go into himself, look at the man, go into himself and find that attitude that he saw in someone else and activate his, and put his own unique touch around it, and he become an artist like the artist that he had admired. So within us, the power to recreate ourselves is within us. So what is happening in the world today, if we don't recreate ourselves from within, then the world won't be a better place for us to live in. We'll always die, because everything needs to come from within now. Now is the answer for everything. So whatever had happened in the past, we can change it by saying now. Now eradicates the past. Now abbreviates never hold within. So if you want to be self-recreated, my advice to you is to start with yourself by changing the attitudes that you don't like about yourself and putting new ones there that makes you feel more balanced and comfortable. Don't be afraid to touch your inner man and exercise the intelligence from within yourself, because we all are multi-active. We weren't created to do only one thing. We can do everything at the same time if you're touching your power within yourself. This is Mr. Now. I hope this conversation that I let off makes sense to someone, because I've been speaking a lot of things and it's just the spirit that let it out. So we keep listening. Stay tuned, Mr. Now. Yes, I, the intelligent corner of the world. Come listen now and see what you learn. Boom, Mr. Now.